Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Your video is about to start. I wanted to remind you of our newer Wednesday, 1 p.m. live stream Q&A on all things Social Security. Visitors are welcome to post a question in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. It's on a first come, first serve basis, so please get there on time. Otherwise, if you care to be a member and get some different kinds of perks, feel free to click the join button below or just click it to learn about them. Anyway, I hope to see you Wednesday. If not, enjoy the video. Bye now. Hey, this is a kind of an impromptu little share because it just came across my desk when I got back to the office this evening. And it is some good news for the people that will be affected by the new law, the new fairness law under Social Security that had to do with the WEP, windfall elimination provision, and the GPO, government pension offset. Okay, so Social Security announces expedited retroactive payments and higher monthly benefits for millions. Okay, it says actions support the Social Security Fairness Act. And I am going to attach the press release because I like to have authoritative links to whatever is easily gotten by me in a moment's notice to share with you. And that's because I'm looking at it now, so it's definitely easy to share. So I'm just going to go on and tell you what they say. I assume this is thanks to the acting commissioner, Dudek Leland. Today, the Social Security Administration announced it is immediately beginning to pay retroactive benefits and will increase monthly benefit payments to people whose benefits have been affected by the windfall elimination provision, the WEP, and the government pension offset GPO. They go on to say that these provisions reduced or eliminated the Social Security benefits for over 3.2 million people who received a pension based on work that was not covered by Social Security, i.e., a non-covered pension, because they did not pay Social Security taxes. The Social Security Fairness Act ends WEP and GPO. So now they will not have that reduction that's been around for as long as I can recall. I think since the 80s, long before I practiced in the field. They say Social Security's aggressive schedule to start issuing retroactive payments in February and increase monthly benefit payments beginning in April supports President Trump's priority to implement the Social Security Fairness Act as quickly as possible, says Lee Dudek, acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration, I should add. The agency's original estimate of taking a year or more will now only apply to complex cases that cannot be processed by automation. The American people deserve to get their due benefits as quickly as possible. I appreciate that efficiency. Thank you so much. It's good to see it in practical use. They go on to say, people who will benefit from the new law includes some teachers, firefighters, and police officers in many states, federal employees covered by the civil service retirement system, and people whose work had been covered by a foreign social security system. Many beneficiaries, they say, are going to be due a retroactive payment because the WEP and GPO offset no longer apply as of January of 2024. Now, if you recall, this was actually a bill passed by Congress and signed into law, I believe, by the former President Biden at the end of the year, right before he left. I'm not sure, why they did it very late versus, when they could have done it before, but it is what it is. And the people that will benefit from it, I'm sure, really appreciate it. Most people will receive their one-time retroactive payment by the end of March. Wow, guys, that's like 5 weeks away, which will be deposited into their bank account on record with the SS, Social Security. Many of these people will also receive higher monthly benefits, which will first be reflected in the benefit payment they receive in April. Now, remember, guys, the April payment you receive when you're retired is the one that was due for March. And that's why the prospective payments will be, it'll be April for the March payment. Depending on factors such as the type of Social Security benefit received and the amount of the person's pension, the change in payment amount will vary person to person, of course. So basically, everyone who is affected by WEP or GPO, I think they said it was 3.2 million, as far as they know. You'll get the retroactive of what your bigger payment should have been throughout the whole year of 2024. going to very much vary per person. Some people who had the pension that they didn't pay the Social Security on will get, we're already getting, they had already done so much Social Security related work separately. It was almost like two careers. They might have a very tiny benefit amount as a result. But those who barely did any Social Security paying will see the biggest boost relatively. And so you'll get the 12 or 15 months, something like that, 14 months of back extras per month all in one lump sum. And then your prospectives are going to be bigger amount going forward, starting with your April receipt of payment. They go on to say that anyone whose monthly benefit is adjusted or who will get a retroactive payment will receive a mailed notice from Social Security explaining the benefit change or retroactive payment. Most people will receive the retroactive payment 2 to 3 weeks before they receive their notice in the mail because the president understands how important it is to pay people what they are due right away. Social Security is expediting payments using automation and will continue to handle many complex cases that must be done manually on an individual case-by-case basis. Those complex cases will take additional time to update the beneficiary record and pay the correct benefits. They pretty much close off by saying Social Security urges the beneficiaries to wait until April to ask about the status of their retroactive payment, meaning the big lump sum payment, since these payments will process incrementally into March. Since the new monthly payment amount will begin with the April payment, that's the one's prospective going forward, beneficiaries should wait until after receiving their April payment before contacting Social Security with questions about their monthly benefit amount. So when you get your April payment, meaning the monthly, and you don't see the anticipated increase that you should be getting, it's after you get that check that they suggest you contact them. I should add, just as a separate aside, guys, there's going to be some talk, can I speak? There could potentially be some tax consequences to people whose benefit is increasing because they no longer have the WEP and the GPO. If you were a person who didn't pay taxes on your Social Security benefits before, and now your combined income meets whatever that IRS Social Security definition is, you may have 50% of your Social Security now taxed. Yeah. And you might be put into a higher tax bracket. Now, if the current administration's desire to eliminate taxation on all Social Security beneficiaries comes to pass, and I would imagine that's a congressional thing. So we'll see how far that gets, right? But I hope for it. I think it would be good. Then this won't matter. This increase in your Social Security benefit will then not have an impact on whether your Social Security is taxed because Social Security won't be taxed at all. So that'll be something to look to see that happens. It might be something to call your congressperson about if you want Social Security benefits to not be taxed for the seniors and the disabled, and their dependent beneficiaries, I would assume too. That is not the thing to keep under your hat if you want it to pass. I suggest you call them if you want it to pass. Don't call them if you don't want it to pass, or if you don't want it to pass, call them and tell them you don't want it to pass. I personally want it to pass. I think it's the right thing to do, mathematically and otherwise. All right, guys, good news there for the WEP and the GPO people. Enjoy it. Okay, it was probably a long, hard fight to get it there. So I hope it gives a little positive effect to your day-to-day lives with that little extra payment going on. For some people, it could be quite large, I think. All righty. Have a great one, guys. Bye.